This is my fake backstory. I date random people for my family. On my 11th birthday, I began to get bossy. It was on my mother's birthday party. I stood on a wooden box and told my mother she should change her ugly red dress for a beautiful blue one. And this got me into big trouble, and my mom kept me off school for 4 days. Because it was my birthday on my first day back after the big break, my friends got me a skipping rope. A couple of weeks later, my brother showed my friends a photo of me. They all started laughing at me. I was embarrassed, surprised, angry. He still won't apologize even when whisper started spreading tears. About a month later, my family was struggling for money, so I decided to take on some jobs. I started dancing. I joined the Olympics just for good luck. I took a job as a history teacher. But I got fired from all of those jobs. I didn't help my family. All I made was $10, only enough to pay for my little brother to go to school. I told my little brother to shut up and take my money. I told him to use it for his school money. So he did, and afterwards I realized I was broke. I told my mom I needed a job. She said she couldn't help me. But I asked Dad and he said the same. I ended up in tears. While I was at a milkshake bar, I saw a kind gentleman and he told me he was looking for a worker. When he told me what I had to do for the job, I started crying. I had to date random people to get money. I said yes, and a week later I had a job. After one day, I made £800 and I thought it was amazing. After 2 weeks of working there, I decided on my 2 favorite colors. They were to be black and green. And then on my birthday, I got a certificate from my boss. It said, "This certifies that I did it. This is for Ali because she has been with us up until her birthday." And then on the back, it said, "Happy birthday, Ali. We hope it's the best birthday you've ever had. Surely with the money we've given you, you can afford some lovely things." Then I caught a crush on someone called Luke. Every second I spent near him, I loved. But I knew he didn't like me. He had a girlfriend and I slept with random men for money. I used to tell myself he loved me, and if I believed in myself, he would tell me. And on Valentine's Day, he sent me a letter. It said this, "From Luke." I was overjoyed. He liked me. Or did he? The next day at school, he told me he didn't send that and his Valentine was Vanessa. I smiled at school but sobbed at home. Even my brother started to feel sorry for me. But a week after I started sobbing at home, my brother admitted he did it to make me feel better about myself. I was humiliated. I thought Luke might have been lying to me, but how could my brother? I didn't know what to do to fake my life. I pretended to be perfect. I told Luke it didn't matter if he didn't like me back. I got more money per day at work. My life sure looked perfect. But boy, it wasn't. My friends weren't my friends anymore. I was basically a rock being given over to someone so they could smash it. My bad memories were all coming back to me. I felt like a sunken ship. I didn't know what to do. I just gave up. And then at the age of 21, I met the perfect guy. He didn't care what my job was. He didn't care about my looks. He cared for me and my personality. A few days later, I started texting Jacob and he told me that his sister was cheating. He also told me that his sister's name, Vanessa Lockwood, Luke's girlfriend. I was worried for Luke and messaged him later that night. Then a few weeks later, Luke messaged me and told me he was a mess. And then later, when I decided to go to do my homework, Whisper was sleeping on my laptop. Then Luke sent me this. "I've been loving Vanessa for a long, long time, but I found out I've loved you longer. Will you be my bride?" I told Jacob and he was so shocked. I wasn't shocked. I wasn't in love. I was broken. I had to choose, so I told Jacob I chose him. I told Luke I chose Jacob. Then Jacob replied okay, but I had to wait ages for Luke's reply. Then when Luke replied, he told me, I hate you just as much as Vanessa. You're just like her, you know. I was so upset and complicated, messed up. I decided to tell Jacob about my feelings and how about I didn't want to hurt Luke. And about how I love Jacob more, but Luke couldn't deal with that. And then he told me I was just like Vanessa. He told me, get over him. He's just desperate. I got over to Luke and decided I'd go back to work on this Sunday. I worked Sunday to Friday. Then I told Jacob I didn't trust him and I wanted to start hanging out with Luke. He told me that I shouldn't and that he'd come over and move into Florida to be with me. He told me he'd join my school and deal with any Luke problems or any problems in general. And he also told me, I love you, and I smiled. I've been living with Jacob ever since and he's the best deal ever made. I love you, Jacob. And before you ask, there won't be a part 2 to this, but if you want more fake back stories like this, then just ask in the comments.